they need to have their berries in, in cold. And then imagine if you try to take the polar bear from the cold area and you put the polar bear over here where the gorillas are. The polar bear need meat, and ain't nobody eat no meat. So lo and behold, because the gorilla is pretty much stronger to me, the polar bear gonna probably be the ones that's gonna be attacked. But that doesn't mean the gorilla is gonna eat it, because the gorilla is more peaceful. So when you compare that to the lives of people, at the end of the day, we know slavery happened. And when they brought the slaves from Africa, did they bring our food? No. They didn't bring our food with us. No. Absolutely not. So what did they do? They taught us how to eat their food, the way that the polar bear eat. And now we've gotten to the point where our minds and our bodies are conditioned to be angry, just like the polar bears. But that's not who we are made of. That's not what we are made of. That's not our original DNA that resides in us. And most people, we're so addicted to the foods and addicted to the sugar and addicted to the starch and the meat to the point we don't even understand how these foods are attacking our system, how it attacks our brain, how it attacks the makeup of our bodies. So because of that, we resonate in the same way with anger and frustration, not loving ourselves. And then when our bodies are trying to attack the foods that we are not supposed to eat anyway, we can't focus on loving ourselves because we're focusing on being sick, high blood pressure, focusing on diabetes. We want to eat our plate of soul food, we're going to sleep. We don't want to talk about nothing. We want to go to sleep. We want to just do something else or go argue with somebody or be frustrated with something, especially when we can't get the food that we want. Then we're mad, we agitated, we don't want to be bothered with nobody. So how are you going to resonate love out of that? How are you going to have peace with not being able to have your body in an environment where the inside loves your outside just equally? Everything just love surrounding it, just like if you were in your natural state of being. And a lot of people say, well, I can't just get up in the morning and not eat no food, and I have to eat my eggs and I have to eat my grits. But if you think about it, your ancestors, when they came over on the ship, and they was on the ship and they were some of the strongest people, that's why they needed us to be slaves anyway. They wasn't getting up in the morning eating grits and cornmeal hash and eggs, and then turn around in the afternoon to eat a sandwich with the bologna and the poke and beans, and then turn around at night and eat a steak and potatoes. And yet they was the strongest people, and if they wasn't the strongest people, then why did they need us anyway? I mean, the truth is the truth. So what has happened now, especially with the black culture, if you really think about it, the black culture is the only culture that eat everybody food. The Chinese eat their food, they eat soups, and if you go to the Chinese restaurant in the hood, they don't even eat the food they serve us. We eat the Chinese people food, we eat the meatballs, spaghetti, lasagna, which is a Latino people food. We eat everybody food. And then we eat the scraps of everybody food and turn it into soul food. And the people that eat the most soul foods are the people that has the highest percentage of high blood pressure, diabetes, anemia, and you can just name the list. Y'all know I'm going with all the diseases that's going around. If you really think about it, am I right or am I right? So I was just breaking down our system. So what do we need to do about it? First of all, we have to get to a point where we open our minds and be able to learn something different. Just understand that we're all affected by it. None of us knew it. No one can necessarily be above or smarter than the other. We all have to come on one accord to say, you know something? Dr. Sebi has discovered something that nobody else has discovered. And the first thing that he put in the mind of himself is what truly affects the African American culture. I'm not saying that that's the only people that Dr. Sebi helped, and I'm not saying that black people is the only people that his mythology works for. It works for everybody. But what my passion is with Posh Naturals and my Facebook group, Saving Alkaline Hall. Big up to Saving Alkaline Hall. Yes. What our focus is, we understand there's a huge demand for the shift of this culture. And that is why we have over 1,000 people that's fasting together for 21 days. because we want to uplift the shift of our culture so that way, one, we can get to the point where we love ourselves, because if we love ourselves, we can transcend that and start bringing forth more love to the people around us, to our family. And if we can get to our family, our kids on the street, this is how that percentage will increase, around which Anthony and I was talking about that earlier. Okay? So the first thing is this.
No, I was going to say, you got people that's in your group. We'd love to hear them call in and hear some of the stories.
Absolutely.
And see how they're doing with their fasting as well.
Absolutely, and it's so good because in my group, Saving Alkaline Hall. Yes, go to Facebook. Request to be accepted into the Saving Alkaline Hall. We would love to have you. But during our fast right now, we have 12 fasters coaches. And we have had daily live coverage with these coaches that comes onto the live in the group. We share our experiences, we tell people what's going on, the good and the bad, because at the end of the day, this is a huge transition. What we're doing is we are shifting the way that we think and the way that we eat. So we're taking 20, 30, 40 years of habits and trying to shift it to something new, and we're training our bodies to live and function in a different way. Alkaline is not a diet. It is a total lifestyle change where you can create a way that the rest of your life could definitely be the best of your life. But unfortunately, if no one has ever told you the truth of the matter, it is not going to happen if you don't get the food right. It is not going to happen. We have to get to a point where we feed the body what's consistent with what the body is made of. Some of the same minerals that the earth is made of is the very same minerals that the body is made of. Things like iron, calcium, potassium, selenium, zinc. The body consumes 102 minerals. And most of the foods that we eat today does not have not one of those minerals. The Tostino's pizza, I might not say that wrong. That was my favorite pizza. I used to pop it in the microwave a little bit, and then I used to build a little salt with the cheese on it, maybe put me some extra cheese on it. That was my favorite $1 pizza. That pizza has no minerals in it. So what is happening when I eat these foods, the cheap foods that are, surrounded in our neighborhoods, the ramen noodles? What's happening to us when we eat these foods?
It's causing a lot of high blood pressure. It's causing a lot of, let's get to what our bodies feel like, headaches.
Yes.
Dehydration. Especially when you eat those ramen noodles. It's a lot of dehydration because of the sodium that's inside of it. And then most people are probably doing it wrong when they're preparing it.
Exactly.
They don't know that you're supposed to warm the water first and then pour it into the cup, close the lid back down, set something on top of it so that it can absorb the water. And then that way you don't feel the effects of the sodium so much. But when you put the water inside the cup, put it in the microwave, now you're causing the radiation and heat.
Radiation, absolutely. And not only that, when you eat these foods and it's not consistent with how the body is made, and you eat it, it has nowhere to go in your body. So what does it do? It sits in your body. I can almost guarantee you, if we had a microscope, doctor not going to tell you this, I'm just telling you, real doctor's not going to tell you this, but if you had a microscope and you can go inside of your body and you can literally see and understand what's in your body, more than likely, some of the foods that you ate as a child is still sitting in your colon. That is why in America you have a lot of people that have the big bellies and can't get rid of those bellies. Why? Because all that meat that does not digest, the people in the cold, they eat the meat because it does not digest right away. It coats the organs. Especially us in South Florida, it's hot. And even if you're in Chicago, okay, it's not as cold as it is where the polar bears are. So the meat is not digested. And if you don't even believe it in that aspect, let's say you have your big Thanksgiving meal, your plate, and all this food on your plate. Truth of the matter, when you go to the restroom, is all that food coming out?
Nope.
Where's the rest of the food going?
It's staying in your body.
It's in your body.
Especially if you ate some of that pork and you ate some of that beef, you can know it's gonna stay there.
It's gonna be in your body, and this is where the weight is coming from. This is where the mucus is building up in your system. And when it sits in your body, it forms, it rottens. Think about meat now. When you have some meat, you put it in the sun, sits in the sun, it turns into worms. The body is over 98 degrees. So if you have undigested meat in your body, what is the meat turning into in your body? What is it turning into?
Worms.
Worms, parasites, maggots. If you're a heavy meat eater, if you was to cut yourself open, you probably have a whole sack of worms and parasites coming out of your body right now, like for real. Festering in your system.
Thank you for calling Diva Love Show. You're on the air. Please state your name, where you're calling from. Hi, Kendra. Great, how are you? Okay. Okay. Good.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Are you involved or you single? Okay. Did your does the tension inside the household change up too?
Ah,
Oh, nice.
good.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, she got.
Yeah. That's what's up.
That's good.
That's
That's
good.
good.
Appreciate
well,
that.
thank you for calling in.
All right.
Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Shout out to
All
her.
right, shout out to her. Yes. Yes. Her name was again Jude. Nude. What was her name?
Her name Kenda.
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 Kenda. Okay.
You knew, did you?
I'm somewhere. Like, don't judge me right now. Okay.
Absolutely.
It's a happy day for me. Let's
Absolutely.
don't do it.
I ain't doing
Mind your
that.
business. That's
You know
all.
what
Just
I'm saying?
mind your business.
I'm just,
Okay.
I ain't doing that.
Sounds like you were trying to dig with me.
Nah, man, I ain't doing that. But it's just crazy. I was just curious about that because, and like she said, you know, if she's listening, she's still listening. Keep that dude because he done seen you at your worst, and he's like, I want to try that. You know,
Yeah.
That's dope. That's
And
dope
it's a
that you
good
have.
thing.
And that's what I was talking. That's what we were talking about, Diva. How you have to find somebody with like qualities. You know,
Yes.
somebody that compromise and they pretty much are on the same plateau and level that you're on.
Right. Right.
And not only that though, too, you can't make it a forced thing. You know, you can't force and say, look, I'm going to be doing this and you have to do that, and because I'm doing it, you have to do it.
Right.
The first thing you have to do is do you.
Do you?
Yeah,
And
that's
show,
when-
and
and
it'll
show
show
it
it.
itself.
Yeah. Once
Exactly.
it shows it, they're gonna jump
Exactly.
right on board.
Exactly.
You know, you can't force anyone to do anything.
Man.
Listen, and to the men, the benefits of doing something like this would be if you have that big belly
Yes,
and you want to see more inches below,
yes.
lose the weight.
Not only that,
What if you got a love stick to see past your belly?
not even that. That's a good question.
Go ahead, bro.
Thank you for calling the Diva Love Show. You're on the air. Please state your name, where you're calling from. Hello?
Did they hang up?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they
Please
hung
call
up.
us back.
Call us back. Don't be shy. We don't bite.
We don't bite.
Only on
Okay, there you
request.
go, there you
There
go.
you go.
You're on the air with the Diva Love Show. State your name and where you're calling from. Say it again, Tracy. Speak up a little bit
Yeah,
for
speak
me.
up.
All right.
Chi-Town. Like, that was up. Okay. We know y'all get real aggressive out there. Yeah.
Okay, so what was your experience like? Okay.
Mm. Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Yes.
Right.
Right.
And you're exercising as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Good for you.
Nice,
Good
good.
for you.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when you can get something going and that regimen helps you to pretty much get your life in order.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's good. Good. Well, I'm glad you're dedicated to improving you. It's a good thing. So, kudos to you, Tracy.
Absolutely. And I want to say something about Tracy too.
Yes.
When I first met Tracy through our group and with Posh Naturals, she was very reluctant and she struggled with fasting. And she told me right before this fast, she said, I think I just need to do this by myself because I don't want to let nobody down, and I just don't know it. I'm having a hard time. She was one of those ones, look, I can't do this. This is not for me. And I was like, yes, you are. You're gonna do it one day. You do it at your own pace. This goes back to where you can't rush people because people have to know when the time is best for them.
Exactly.
And when she came into this fast, as like I said, we have over 1,000 people that's fasting together. And the way that we bond together during this moment, during this fast, she has been truly phenomenal, and she's actually seeing the results that she expected to see. And she really touches my heart a lot because she was one of the ones that was more reluctant. So for those listeners who's telling yourself, I can't do that, there's no way I can fast, I can't do that, you can do it. You just have to get to a point where you are sick and tired of being sick. You are sick and tired of living your life the way you are, and you're going to do whatever it takes to overcome any challenge that come your way to make it happen, because you will have those results if you put your mind to it.
Good, right. And I'm glad, Stacy, that you are talking about the diabetes aspect of it and how it's improving, because a lot of people don't know that these benefits of this product or just transformation of what you're doing for yourself is gonna help someone else to say, okay, I can do this. If they did it, let me try it. You know, if you don't try, you know, you can't say that you attempt to do anything. But if you try it, you know, at least you can say, I did it, and it did or it didn't work.
It didn't work, right?
Because it's not for everybody,
right.
and sometimes it's for it's for more than everybody. You know, a lot of people. So Tracy, I'm sorry. I just want to thank you. And we're going to get more into that about the whole diabetes and the other ailments that a lot of people are dealing with, and how this particular line can help them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for calling in.
Yes, Tracy. Thank you, girl.
And continue to listen, and tell a friend to tell a friend, you know, to log in and listen to us as well. And again, we want to give out the number for anyone that is listening and you want to call in, you have some questions or concerns, 954-769-1562. Thank you, Tracy, for calling in. You have a great night.
Thank you, Tracy.
Tracy.
Bye.
Chi-town in the building.
Yes.
Now I want to get to that impotency.
Oh,
I can't say that right. I want to get to that.
But Tracy doing her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very encouraging.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Not get to that.
That's all right. All right, thank you for calling the Diva Love Show. You're on the air. Please state your name and where you're calling from.
Texas.
Texas.
Good old
Hey.
Texas. Down south Texas.
Well, how are you? Great, we're great. So, your experience? because they're up in age, they can be a bit stubborn.
Oh, yeah.
I was sharing with
Oh,
I was
yeah.
sharing with Tyrisha yesterday, you know, what I have to deal with. I don't force. Where I was once an influence to my mom, I'm not that influence anymore, even though I still carry the same spirit and, you know, and compassion towards her health. Sometimes they, as elderly people, they feel like we're treating them as invalid. So they get really, you know, defensive,
Yes.
and they tend to want to take on and do it themselves.
Right.
So it's a good thing that your mom is there and you're there to support her. So I commend you for that.
And thank you so much, Felicia, for calling in, because what she's referring to when she says the detox teas, which we haven't too much gotten into that, and it's a beautiful segue to introduce that. What she's referring to is the herbs that we have. And at Posh Naturals, www.tposhnaturals.com. At Posh Naturals, we provide over 17 different herbs. These herbs, things like dandelion root, bladderwrack, sea moss, sarsaparilla, blessed thistle, these different types of herbs that are on the site. One, they have the minerals that the body needs. So are we starving ourselves, not eating for this period of time? Absolutely not. What we're doing is we're giving our bodies what is consistent. And when you are feeding yourself the minerals that the body is made of, the body then becomes satisfied. So when you do get hungry, when she mentioned the mental munchies, when you do feel that you're hungry or you feel that you need to munch on something, that's a totally different addiction. That's because we are addicted just to chewing. If we get bored, we need to do something, then we need to chew on something, a snack on something, and not even hungry. Because a lot of times when we eat our meals, we're not hungry.
No.
We're just conditioned to know, and we've been told so much that we need to eat 3 meals a day and 2 snacks in between. And then you piling food on top of food on top of food that's piling in your system that's not digested, and think you're supposed to lose weight and get cleansed that way. So when she's referring to the detox teas, the teas that we provide at Posh Naturals are natural. They come from the earth. They looks like the root. A lot of them are very nasty. You can, powder them down and make pills, make capsules into it if you can't stand the taste. I'm just a tea drinker. I mean, my nickname is TT, and I'm a tea drinker. So I drink the teas. And you have like one particular tea that's called Yellow Dog. It makes your skin, it cleanses your skin. It cleanses your blood. But it is one of the worst tasting herbs you'll ever taste in your life. And I don't care what you put in it, it's not gonna taste that bitter taste away. You have to basically take a glump and suck a key lime. Take another glump and suck the key lime. And you will have a tremendous effect. Like if you're taking it for the first time, I have some people that break out like in sweat. They just like have these attacks, like they about to pass out and faint. But when they get past that part, they feel like a brand new person. Because it is a bowel production. It causes that pile up in your intestines to build up and come out. It is coming out on that Yellow Dog.
Oh,
like
wow.
It's literally coming out.
So to all my women listeners, because a lot of women, we do not go to the restroom like we should go. You have some women that go once a week, 3 times a week, or once every 2 weeks. So this will be beneficial to those that have those issues, because believe it or not, our doctors will tell you that, oh, it's normal for you not to go to the restroom.